It was the first time this girl's mom ever helped her celebrate her birthday. This was the happiest day of Kara's life, but the very next day she realized her mom had disappeared. While her dad stepped away, she quietly followed someone out of preschool. Nijat arrived at Sura's cafe, hoping to talk about a partnership, but then he got a call from Kara's teacher, asking why Kara hadn't shown up for class. Sura overheard and grew very concerned. She insisted on going with him to check things out. After watching the security footage, Nijat blamed the preschool. How could they miss a whole child walking out? Meanwhile, Kara was sitting inside a mail truck, holding a postcard from Africa, thinking it could somehow take her there to find her mom. After getting the news, Nijat rushed to the scene, telling Sura not to get too involved. He'd tell her everything about Kara later. Nijat entered the mail truck and tried to talk his daughter into coming home, but she was really upset with him. She didn't want to speak to him. Back home, she smashed those postcards. She thought she had a great time with her mom yesterday, and believed her mom left because of him. Nijat now deeply regretted everything. The housekeeper said maybe Sura was right. No mother should disappear without a word. He pulled out the number Sura gave him. Meanwhile, Sura's family was preparing to sell the cafe to pay off her brother's high-interest loan. Their father tried to comfort everyone. What's done is done. The sister even used boiling water on purpose. But giving up a lifetime's work, how could it not break their hearts? After the kids left with their things, the father sat alone listening to sad music and crying. Sura saw the scene as she turned back, and couldn't help but feel heartbroken for her dad. Back home, Nijat called and asked to meet her at her family's cafe. He said his daughter blamed him for her mom's departure. Now she wouldn't even speak to him, so he wanted to make a deal with Sura. Nijat thought she would say no, but for Kara's sake she felt she had no choice. He hoped she could see this as just a job. Sura looked around at the cafe they were about to lose. She said if he offered 2 million she'd agree to the deal. Nijat was shocked to hear that, but he agreed anyway. When it came to terms, the two of them kept going back and forth, both arguing their side like it was a game. Eventually they came to an agreement. Nijat went home and told the housekeeper about it. He didn't expect Sura to be like that. Taking advantage of the situation was so sneaky. The housekeeper said he'd keep a close eye on her. The next day he brought the 2 million as promised, and Sura's sister who had followed him saw it all. Just as Sura was about to leave, the housekeeper warned her to stick to the deal. Her sister couldn't take it and confronted the housekeeper. "You act all noble, but you're actually doing something disgraceful." Their argument drew a crowd of curious onlookers. Sura had no choice but to explain everything to her sister. To save their father's cafe, she had to act as Kara's mom for 3 months, so they went together and paid off the brother's loan. Meanwhile, their not-so-bright brother got scolded by Sura's best friend, and got looked down on by his crush. He decided he needed to do something, so he went to the loan shark and gave a tough speech, then handed over the 500,000 they scraped together, hoping they could call it even. No reason to refuse free money. The loan shark pretended to be generous and let it go.